Good morning, students. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all fine. As you all know now, Mr. Emmanuel. I'll be taking you guys. Remember when we did this topic, algebraic equation? Remember when I was teaching you at home at school? I told you about algebra, and then you know that algebra, for example, if you have a combination of letters and numbers, you call it what? Algebra. Fine. But I'll teach you today how to solve questions on algebra. Let's start. If you have questions like this, now let's look at these algebraic equations. All right. Number one, solution. Number one, x plus 5 equals 20. Now, remember, step one, what you do is you collect like terms. Now, if you look at this properly, you realize that x is the only letter here. Then you have two numbers here. You have 20 and then you have 5. Collecting like terms means you have to move this 5 to the other side where you have 20 in order to make x the subject of formula to stand alone. Now, how do you do it? Remember when I taught you signs and opposites? I believe you can still remember. I believe you can remember quite right. You know I said plus. The opposite of plus is what? Minus. Opposite of minus is what? Plus. Times. Divide. Divide. Times. Then you have square. The opposite is square root.
What's that paper?
Cube. The opposite is cube root. And the rest. Then you have, likewise you have square. Square root of x. X squared. Cube root of x. X cubed. And so on. Now, we are going to use the fact that we are going to use the signs and opposites to solve these algebraic equations. Now, let's look at this. To collect like times, you have to move this 5 to the other side where you have 20. Now, there's a sign here. What's the sign? Plus, right? Now, the opposite of plus over there is what? Minus. Now, when you move this sign to the other side, the sign will change to the opposite, which is minus. So you have x equals 20 take away 5. Now, your x is what? 20 minus 5, that will give you what? 15. I believe we all understand. Now, let's look at number 2. Let's look at number 2. 2x minus 7 equals what? 21. Step 1. What do? We collect like terms as usual. Now you move your 7 to the other side because they are like. Now 2x equals what? 21. Your sign minus here, the opposite is what? Plus. Then you change it to what? Plus. And add. You have 2x equals what? 21 plus 7. That will give you what? 28. Now, look at this properly. You have 2 beside x. Now, remember when I taught you previously, I told you that the moment you have a number and a letter together, joined together, what happens? It simply means 2 times x. When you multiply a number and a letter, you join them together. You understand? So this one simply means 2 times x. Now, 2x equals 28. The opposite of times here is what? Divide. So what do we do next? We divide both sides by 2. Now, dividing both sides by 2, 2 will cancel 2 here, 2 will cancel 28, 2 into 1, 2 in 8, 4. So my final answer, which is x, equals what? 14. I believe we understand. Now let's look at example 3. You have 5x minus 6 equals 34. Step 1, what do? We collect like terms. Now, this one will move to the other side. You have opposite of minus, which is what? Plus. So your 5x will be what? 34 plus 6. So 5x is equal to, add them together, you have what? 40. Remember what I did in number 2. You divide both sides by what? 5. Now, what do you have? 5 here 1, 5 here 1. Now, 5 can go in 40, 5 can go in itself, 1, 5 in 40, 8. So my x is equal to what? 8. That's the final answer. Now, I would like you guys to try this. I want you to do this for me. So I would like you guys to solve these questions and give it a try, then your assignment will be sent to you. Thank you very much.